First signing day went great. Really love the class that I have. A lot of players from around the country. I got 11 California kids, one Arizona, one Hawaii, one kid from Illinois, one Jersey, one Texas, and one Washington. So just fired up about guys that want to be Bruins and excited to see what the future holds for these kids. But it's been a real roller coaster ride today, and that's what recruiting is. So it's a lost the mic. This has also been just a fun day of everything that's been going on.
How close to completion do you think the class is? Expecting a couple more?
It depends. We have 2 more days, so we're not too sure what could happen in those two days. But
what kind of addition is Carson into that backfield?
A huge addition. Having the #1 back in California. That's a big get for us. We wanted to make sure we held on to this kid. He's somebody that's true to his word, and he's been rocking with us for a long time. So I commend him for being that type of player and that type of kid.
And how important was it?
Carson committed really early this year. What's the difference between the coaching staff and their outreach enabling to get these early recruits like Carson?
Just being able to show them and let them know what you can do for them. Coming to an institute like this, you're going to get the on-field and off the field. So I just think that he understood the value and what UCLA could do for him, and our history and what our running backs have done. There's no better place.
And how important was it to get Lucien and restock that defensive line, especially after not signing a defensive lineman in last year's class?
Yeah, that was huge for us. We ended up signing 2 defensive ends, 3 linebackers. So it was important for us. That's a spot that our guy has a soft spot for. So he wants to make sure that he has some guys that have a lot of talent. And him and Cole coming in here, I'm pretty fired up to see what they can do.
Can you give any comments on Coach Meek coming back and what impact he might have on recruiting in the future?
Yeah, once stuff is official, I'll get into all of that.
What kind of addition is LaRue in the defensive backfield?
That's another local kid, big corner, tall, played a lot of good ball at a pretty good high school. So, we're just fired up to be able to keep, local kids in the state and not let them out.
You were able to obviously flip a couple guys. He was one of them. What is that process like? How does that work? Getting guys to change allegiance in the last week before signing day.
It's tough, but I'm just glad that we had prior conversations. I remember meeting him when he was a sophomore at a football camp at Kowloon, and we've just been building from there, and he finally decided that he wanted to jump in. So it was exciting, to be able to get 2 corners from the Centennial.
You talked about wanting to get this recruiting rolling like it was when you played here. Where do you feel like you are in that process? Obviously, you had a late start with this class. You're excited about your next class. Where do you feel like you are in the process of getting recruiting to where you want it?
I feel good. Like you guys said, I got a late start on the 25 class, but the talent that we got, being able to flip guys, and that's pretty exciting. It's just showing you what we could do once we really get in there. I think I have 4 recruits in the 26 class, and I have 1 commit in the 27, 2 commits in the 27 class. So I'm, recruiting's gonna come. This is a great university. You gotta want to come here. You know what I mean? So we just have to make it visible to guys and just let them know, like, come around here, be around this program, and you'll want to jump in.
Obviously,
You've increased the infrastructure with Butler, Chris Carter, guys like that. How much has that helped, and what's been their biggest impact?
You left Stacy out too. And,
Sorry.
Yeah. They've done a great job. Stacy's constantly recruiting. Same thing with Butler, CC. These are guys that enjoy their jobs, and they take pride in doing that. This is like their Super Bowl today. So, they've been on the phone, they've been working the lines. I mean, getting up to this day, it's been a lot for them. A lot of long nights, but it finally paid off for them.
Obviously, the timeline has changed a little bit, so this is like the beginning of the marathon with the transfer portal opening in a couple of days. After the meetings with players, obviously a few announcements this week, what are you anticipating are like the major targets, major needs that you have to get in the portal?
I think I have enough running backs. I'm confident there. We most definitely have to get a quarterback. You always want to beef up the O-line and D-line, have a couple safety spots that are open, but I'm confident that we're going to be able to get some guys in here that want to be Bruins, and understand what it takes to be Bruins and, want to finish off their career or wherever point they are in their career, just get it going.
Did you have a chance to talk with Justin before he entered the portal?
Yeah, most definitely.
Did you have a feeling that, he thought maybe he wasn't going to be the guy and that was part of his decision, or what did you think went into that?
I can't talk for him, but, you guys can reach out to Justin and get an answer. But, he did a great job for us here, and, he's been here for 3 years and he was able to graduate, so it shows like how intelligent he is as a kid, and just my hats off to him.
And then TJ Harden obviously went in, guy you know very well. Was that hard to see when a guy like that, and Logan Lloyd, who's been around a long time, goes in the portal?
Yeah, Logan, is my guy, and being from Orange County, and we had a big relationship. Just being that, I was a returner coach and he's been a punt returner for me for years, so it was really tough. But I wish guys luck. I'm not a guy that's gonna tell you not to do something, but if that's what you think you need to do, and then good luck, and if we can help you any kind of way, that will help you.
You had some success pulling Jay Toia out of the portal in April. Are any of these guys that you're going to continue to try to get back, or is it kind of a clean break at this point?
You never know. I'm not going to say yes or no, but it's just I knew that Jay, before he even left, I knew he wanted to stay. I just couldn't tell you guys that. So it was more of we knew kind of where Jay's heart was at, and just the type of player that he is. He believes in us. He believes in Coach Akaika, and we're just fired up that he was able to come back and show everybody that you can be a Bruin for life and go out there and play well.
And then, based on your conversations, I'm sure with all the players, are you anticipating any more announcements at this point?
I haven't finished all of my exit meetings. You guys took up a little of my time, but I'm just kidding. No, I'm halfway through the team, and there shouldn't be too many more surprises. But it's the nature of the business right now. You have guys that come and go. This is really pro football right now, and it's free agency, so certain things can happen.
Did you learn anything through those exit interviews that maybe open your eyes a little bit of like, hey, I didn't realize this was an issue, we got to fix that?
Not really. They're still kids, so they're not really saying everything that they want to say and everything. I think if I was a running back coach still, I'd get a lot of information, but being a head coach is, it's like they're walking up to the principal's office, but they're still having fun and saying what they can say. But there's not one glaring thing or anything, but there's just some guys when you've been in college 5 years, you kind of want to change. When you've been in there 4 years, you kind of want to change. So certain guys have been here a certain amount of time, so you can tell that they might want to just try something new.
You get a sense that NIL is a big part of this, like wanting more money somewhere else?
I wouldn't say that we're losing kids to money. I wouldn't say that because I haven't had any of those conversations, so I wouldn't think that money was an issue.
Go ahead.
Obviously, a big part of when you were hired was retaining as much as you could, whether it be the staff or the players. Now, obviously players now deciding to transfer out. How much of a different challenge is this 2025 year going to be for you guys?
I don't think we'll be able to reload, because just like where people are leaving, we're going to be able to pull guys in. So we're going to be able to reload. That's the nature of the business. You guys have seen plenty of teams go from 3 wins or whatever they did to conference championships. Prime's done the same thing. He lost a lot of guys in the portal, and he was able to reload. So it's just the nature of the game. I think in 2 years, this won't really be a big thing to you guys, because it's something that's constantly happening now. Guys hit the portal, and guys come in from the portal. So it's just the nature of the game right now.
And then where are you at with your kind of staff evaluations and kind of determining, whether you want to make any changes?
That's the next thing after I talk to all the players.
Can you kind of project the impact or opportunities that this 2025 class could have, like on the defense and especially in that secondary?
If a lot of guys come in and they're, ready to go, we have a lot of early enrollees, so guys are going to be here for spring, and that's huge for them. So there should be a lot of potentially a lot of guys should get the opportunity to play. It's just, it just depends on how quick they pick up the playbook, how their body is physically. When I was coming out, we didn't play as many games, so it was easier to play as a freshman because you might not hit that freshman wall. But now coming out, you're playing 16 games potentially, and that's a lot of football for guys that are coming back. But, as long as they work hard, and the sky's the limit for a lot of these guys. We wouldn't be taking them if we didn't think they can come in and contribute and help us early.
Can you say which ones are enrolling early?
We have Garrison Blank, Cole Cogshell, Carson Cox, Noah Flores, Colton Gamino, Jaden Hudson, Tyler Parlow, Weston Port, Dylan Sims, Scott Taylor, Juju Walls, and LaRue Zamano.
Some coaches have said we need X amount of dollars in NIL. Can you give us a number that you're looking for?
All of it. I need to hit the lotto, So I mean, it's gonna take a lot of money, but I'm not gonna just throw money out there. But I feel comfortable. If I didn't, you guys know, I would tell you, like, we don't feel comfortable with our NIL situation. But from what has been happening, the way Brewers for Life has been going, and I feel pretty comfortable that I should be able to, especially for the quarterback position. I got to get a quarterback in here, and I feel comfortable that I will be able to do that.
Are you guys count?
Any sense of what you've been able to raise so far?
You guys will just be able to see, maybe just add it up once you guys see who gets, you know what I mean? Because we all know quarterbacks are going to be expensive, and I have to get one of those, so we'll be able to see that.
Is offensive line another area that you feel like the portal is going to really help you there?
Yeah, I mean, I like what we have, but you still want to add depth just for competition, I just felt that our depth this season wasn't where it needed to be. Some games we get tired in the second half. The LSU game, we got tired in the second half. You can't put guys in. We needed more depth. So I think that was just, as long as we can get potentially some more guys in, yes, we want to do that. But I like what we have. I like the guys that are here right now and that want to be Bruins.
I know it's not settled yet, but can you use the rev share? Can you use that as part of the conversation with transfers at this point?
Yeah, most definitely. You can use that, but it's not available yet. But yeah, you can leverage that a little bit.
Coach, Cam Toronto is a big advocate for the program, and you're talking about people that are thinking about the transfer portal. What's one message you want to send to those players who are thinking about UCLA right now? What's one value proposition you want to send them?
This is just a great university. This is somewhere where you can be great on and off the field. We're in the Big Ten. This is the #1 public institute, and it's just somewhere that you can. It's not a 4-year thing here. I've been here for a long time. They've been taking care of me for about 20 years now. So, I'm walking proof. It's like a blueprint of what UCLA can do for you. And, if you really want to do that, you can come and ask the head coach, and I can give you proof of what it is. I don't really have to sell you on what UCLA can do because you can see it.
And you brought up your recruiting staff earlier. How big was it just to, get back into those high schools and reestablish some relationships and strengthen some relationships?
It was huge, and they take pride in making sure that we touched almost every school in this area. When I was locally just recruiting Orange County, I went to every school. It didn't matter. I always went to every school. Like, every coach could almost tell you that they saw me at their school. Even if they didn't have anybody, I still wanted to let them know, like, UCLA walked in here, So our coaches are still doing the same thing. Our staff did a great job. Stacy did a great job. Butler also at CC. So they take pride in what they do. And like I said before, this is like their Super Bowl. So, they were fired up for this day.
There's no more letters of intent, right? So what are they signing today? What is it?
It's a grant aid, right?
Grant aid.
Yeah, grant aid.
And that binds them in the same way that a letter of intent would?
Not necessarily, but to a point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of nitty gritty, but with Justin leaving, and I'm sure Ethan probably graduating, is Carson Gordon, is he going to switch back to quarterback, or is he still with the receivers? Or
it depends.
Got it.
We have to see how this offseason goes, but he's a type of kid that, like he said before, he just wants to help the team win. So I think potentially he could go back to the quarterback room, but I think he sees, like, I might be able to have an opportunity to play here. Just similar to Devin Fuller.
Yeah.
Devin Fuller came in as a quarterback. I can't remember who we were playing against, but he went over to the defense and serviced them, and next thing you know, he's an NFL receiver. He was able to play in the league as a receiver. So
What about DeShaun Merle? Where's he in his recovery?
he's still recovering from his ACL. Good to go.
Thank
All right,
you.
appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys. Thank you.